So I was going to work in this area here, but I decided just to, it's easier and cooler if I just work in the garage on this table. Start building these raised garden beds. So let's get into it. We'll start bringing the lumber in and we'll get to it. Okay guys, I'm going to start bringing the lumber in. Let me open this garage door. You're going to hear a little noise. I'd rather be inside the garage doing this because there's a lot of, wind. Not a lot of wind, but there's wind. I don't want it to interfere with the video, although I could take the sound out. We're doing 4 boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so after I bought everything, got everything home, I ran into what I thought was going to be a little problem. And this is it. Okay, you see these? I don't know if you can see it so clear. Let me see. Now, I should have got the longer ones because if you look, it just fits perfectly. But the problem is going to be, for instance, let's have this as an example, just to show you. Since it's not long enough, I have to do it this way. 1 nail here, 1 nail there, 1 here, and 1 here. So we'll see how it's gonna work. I'm gonna have to make it work, guys. Let's get this going. I have this work table that I'm gonna be working on. I'll show you. Okay guys, you see these, as I mentioned before, these are actually too small, but I'm gonna have to work with what I had. So what I did was I lined all of these up here as some extra length, and I put a board here. That's the first one I'm gonna be working with. I wanna show you how I'm gonna start the first one. So you notice it is short, so I have to make sure that I secure all these edges. You see? One nail here, 1 nail there, 1 here on this side, and another on this side, just to keep it stable. I want to use 4 because it's going to take 4 of these to make 1 box, or 4 feet boxes around. So let's get going. And we'll be to the other side now. Watch your fingers, guys. Get another one. This is my project every year, gardening, fruits and vegetation. I enjoy doing this. If I need my husband's help, I just let him know. Hi, Papa. Doing a video. Work. So this is one of the progresses so far. This is gonna be crooked. Okay, so that's the idea. right here to put them around all the edges to keep it stable. Alright, so we switched from the hammer and nails to the almighty drill. So let's see. My husband convinced me to use the drill. Much faster. Okay guys, all 4 garden beds are complete. 1, 2, 3, 4. If not, tomorrow or the next day is another day. We need to get these plants in the ground. I am so behind schedule, guys. So let's get the going. I do have a few weed control blankets and some chicken wire, or they call it poultry netting. I got this because where I'm at now there's a lot of wildlife, so I want to protect the garden by using some chicken wire. I don't know if you can see because the sun is bright and there's some shade there from the deck. I just want to show you what I'm using. And this is the strip that I'm going to use. I'm not going to use any other part of the property. Not this year, this is my first year in this area. Let me take a look down. It's all the way over. Alright, so it should be enough for 4 beds. And I have this space here. We have lots of space. That's where all the deer go, but I want to keep it down. I think I have to build a fence. I wanted to keep it down in this lower area so they can't actually see it unless they come down this strip here, which is our driveway, and it's pretty wide so they can't see it, but still there's wooded area back there if you notice. So there's wooded area back there if you notice, so they can come through this gate because there's a trail. I'll show you. There's a trail, and I have to block this off. There's trails all through here, and I gotta block this off somehow. I'll think of it, you know. But over here, they can't see unless you're a hawk or falcons, because you have a lot of them over here. This whole strip here, this little hill is my driveway. Goes all the way up. There's another piece. Can't put it over here because it's too wide open. So they would have to. See, I'm walking up a little hill here. Nice exercise. So they wouldn't be able to see because this section is gonna be way in the back. And it's possible I may have to put some plants up on the deck because I have so many. So let's get this going, guys. Okay guys, we have the weed control film all the way down. Okay, kings and queens, I ran out of mulch. This is 15 bags of mulch. Let me take it all the way down. I don't want to show too much of my private stuff. I have company, so there's let me show you. Okay, I know I have different pair of sneakers on this time. So, this area here. Probably needs about 5 bags of mulch, maybe 6, maybe 5. And we're way up there. I'm not really concerned about this not having any mulch right now because I have other plans with this little area. So I'll probably leave it for now and work on it a little later, a later date. We're gonna start putting the raised garden beds down, folks. So stay tuned.
Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, found fame, but we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities. This is war with the enemy, and that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off.
Okay, so as you guys can see, I laid the beds all out. They just have to be filled with soil, compost. I have a lot of vegetation, scraps and coffee grinds and a lot of other nutrients. So let's take a look at from this angle how it looks. I do have to straighten them out and fill in some holes. So that's the next step. To be continued. This is a collection of already used coffee grinds. Let me go all the way down. I think the sun is bright. Here we go. All the way down. Had to get some more lumber, guys, and let me show you where we are so far. I still have a little bit ways to go. Here's where we are. Still have to do this side. Still have to do some touching up. We have a wounded soldier here. Plants are ready to get in this dirt. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. Okay, kings and queens, so far we have the gates installed. Hey kings and queens, just want to give you guys a little update. These are going in the ground today. You'll notice that some of these plants, well, some of these seeds that I planted are a little yellow and they haven't grown much. Okay, let me show you a little more. You'll notice that they're a little discolored, which, believe me, they'll be fine later. But I want to explain the reason why there has been so many delays. First of all, with finishing up, let me just finishing up the garden beds because of things just been happening. For instance, if it wasn't rain, it was the fire, it was the wildfires in Canada that, you know, the air quality wasn't good, so it was just delayed. The build was delayed. This is 90% complete, but I'm still going to put the plants in the ground today. We've had rain, so much rain, and that's another reason why, hold on, that's another reason why these plants haven't grown that much, because the root cannot go anywhere. There's not enough space, not enough soil for them to grow. But they'll be fine. I'm not worried that they're not going to grow. I'm not worried that they're not going to be fruitful. I'm not worried that they're not going to be bountiful, because I know they are. They just need space and soil. These I bought weeks and weeks ago, and my husband bought me this raised garden bed, and so I put some vegetables up on the deck. But if you notice, these are some tomato plants. They're a little discolored. They don't look good, right? But believe me, once they're out of here and in the soil, placed in the home where they're going to be living the rest of their lives, and they're going to be beautiful and green and bear lots of fruits. These are going in the soil too. I think I may just put them in plant pots up on the deck. Look how green they are. I had them inside and then I put them outside. So you see, we have a new sprout coming over here. Okay. These I transferred into these plant pots. I have a lot of these. Are zucchini. I have a lot of these plants. They'll be fine here because they'll grow all over and they'll catch on the deck, so I'm not really worried about that. But the rest of the zucchini plants, cucumbers, and all of that other good stuff will go down in that area. So let's get to it. Here is an overview up on the top of the deck. It's about 90%, 85% complete, but I need to get the plants in the soil, and today is the perfect day. Thanks be to God. I do still have to have a little bit more work that I need to do, but I chose this location. We have a nice piece of, nice piece of property, but I chose back here because it's hidden. We have a lot of wild animals. We relocated, so we're in a different location, and we have a lot of wildlife. I don't want to leave the garden exposed to where they'll steal my vegetables. So let's finish the process as much as we can today, and if anything, we'll get back to it. But we should be done putting them in the ground today, so they can grow into the mature fruits that they need to be, and that I can take them out of the soil and put them on my table and into my mouth and in my belly. See you later, babe. Safe travels, love. Love you. Love you. Safe travels, love. Okay. Okay, kings and queens, I just want to show you an example. I removed most of the yellow and the dead leaves from these plants. And as I explained, these plants, you know, cannot root or grow because there's no space. But what would happen is some of the leaves, as you notice, will turn yellow. Of course, I removed as much as I can, but new growth will continue to come. You see? So that's why, you know, I feel so bad that they couldn't go on the ground any sooner, but I didn't have the control over it. But I have faith that there was nothing really for me to worry about because they will continue to grow. Look, they will continue to have new growth. If you notice, and whatever, you know, dies off will just go into the soil and just become its own compost. So it'll be its own nutrients anyway. I just wanted to share that with you real quick. You see, there's another one I gotta pull off. But yeah, we're gonna get them in the ground now. They're gonna be much more happier, and we'll watch them grow fast. Okay, guys, you'll notice if you can see. I don't know if you can see or not. Maybe you can hear, but it started to rain again. Listen. You can hear the raindrops on the deck. But I'm going to stay out here as long as I can to get as many of these as I can in the ground. It's coming down, guys. It is coming down. Well, it stopped raining, kings and queens. Praise God. So I want to show you something, kings and queens. I have these all, you know, separated, evened out, so they have a space to grow. But you'll notice how tight the roots are. I'm going to loosen them up so they have space to grow. But the thing that does concern me is that I don't want to loosen them up too much. I don't want them to become shocked, because that could happen, but I don't think it will, but it's possible. So I do have to loosen up the roots. You see how tight they are? They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go, guys. Look. So I gotta loosen them up so they can have room, although they'll be smothered. They were being smothered. I feel horrible, but it just was beyond my control. So we're gonna take care of these babies now. Okay, you will notice that these beds appear to be a little shallow. And the reason why I chose to do it that way is when I plant these, and as they start to grow, I will continuously add more soil. And with plants, you want to make sure there is no other, they call them suckers. When extra leaves here start to grow, they take the nutrients away from the rest of the plants, because the higher the plant is where the sun is going to hit. So plants fight to get the nutrients from the sun. But when plants down in the bottom, like for instance, like this, you see this little plant right here? It looks like a new growth, but it's really not. It's going to actually rob these other plants from being able to produce fruit. So it slows down the process of the rest of the plants from blossoming. Just thought I'd mention that. So here's for an example. Here's another example. You see these? If they're not removed, they'll keep growing. They're called suckers. They drain the plant from its energy because these up here we want to actually get the sun. So we want to leave as much of this as exposed as possible, so when they grow, we just continue to add soil. Some more soil. Hey, kings and queens, you remember these? Remember? That's how long they've been in here. And I feel horrible about it. I can't stress it enough how horrible I feel. I mean, I did transplant some into some pots up on the deck. But due to certain circumstances and the build not being complete, or me not being able to complete it, and the rain and all different reasons. So look at what happened. The roots have nowhere to go. And you know, this is another reason why I was explaining earlier about some of the leaves turning yellow. It's because there's nowhere for the roots to grow. But they are going to be just fine after they're transplanted into their new home. They are gonna grow rapid and massive. These are cucumbers, and these are my zucchini seeds, and they're gonna be beautiful and tasty. So now we're planting the tomato plants. I have some seeds upstairs on the deck, and these are some seeds that I bought because remember we had a lot of rain. I thought I drowned them, so I went out. If you remember, you know, I bought these. We had a lot of rain some time ago, and I thought my seeds drowned, so I went out and bought some more. Yeah, I know. I hear them. The landscapers are here, so you're going to hear some noise in the background, kings and queens. Yeah, so I'm planting the tomato plants, and then after everything is planted, I am going to give them a nice drink. So the landscapers are here, and they're making a lot of noise, so we will be back, kings and queens. Stay tuned. You know, kings and queens, it's better that you grow your own food and grow as much as you can when the season is available. Learn how to preserve your own food. Grow as much as you can. Grow as much as you can. Okay, this one is the calabaza. This is the pumpkin. These are vine vegetables. These are going to grow. These are going to grow. These usually grow on the ground, but if they have an area to where they can grow up, because they like to compete towards the sun. These type of vegetables that grow on vines, and they'll catch themselves. But in the future, as they grow, I am going to assist them so that they could raise to the top. Because what's going to happen, all of these vegetables are going to grow and attach themselves to the other vegetables. And they could smother them. I don't want that to happen. But it has happened. I've learned a lot through all the years. Made mistakes. Learned from them. You know. So I'm going to show you guys everything. The landscapers left. They just left. It was noisy, and you know, they do the whole other sides of the property. And I'm way in the back in this area. But it's just all the, you know, elements in the air. And I just didn't want to be back here when they were, you know, doing their thing. You know, so we'll be back. We'll be back.
By my
Happy Wednesday, kings and queens. We have some stuff we need to pick today. I'll show you. One right there. Some. There. You can see it. I'll find some more. So let's pick these cucumbers. This one. I also have zucchini growing in this garden. There's another cucumber over there. Let me go get that. Some zucchinis. Got a few big ones in the pit. Look at that. There's one there. Another one. There, if you guys can see it. Some green squash. Let's see if we have any more. We got a cucumber hanging right there. I did pick some cucumbers the other day. It's been raining so much and the garden is growing at a rapid pace from the rain. So let's pick some stuff and see what we got. Okay, let's see what we have over here. Anything? Well, there's so let's pick them. nice size. Green zucchinis. How pretty they are. Compared it to the length of a regular sized hammer. Grow your own food.